nothing that has been warned on. And then just over inside, or just getting to enter toward Reston and over toward Dulles International Airport, you can see right now over toward Darnesville, that's where we have some heavier rain. This is moving over toward Great Falls. But once again, this is not warned on, but enough that's going to slow things down. But once again, we head back to the west over toward Luray. There's that severe thunderstorm warning and the tornado warning that goes until 6:30. And that trend is going to continue as we head through, or the trend for the stronger storms will continue as we head through the next several hours. Now, questions about what this all means. We have different types of tornado warnings. This one is radar indicated. It basically means that there's evidence on radar that some rotation is out there. It's not been observed. It's not considerable or emergency. When we get considerable or emergency, that's when it's going to be very, very problematic. But as of right now, we're not looking at anything like that. Short-lived spin-ups, that's what we're expecting from these weather makers as we head through the next couple of hours or so. And we are going to continue to monitor all of this as we head through the next several hours. But Mark, you know, once we get through this batch of stronger storms, and it's going to probably stick around until 8, 9 o'clock tonight, we have heavier rain that's going to move in after that. And that could be flooding rain for many of you. This is a look at storm track for you, and I believe we are now over toward, is that 66, I believe?
66, yeah.
66, yep.
Yeah.
And skies are getting darker, Mark.
Right. And, you know, you hit the nail on the head, Steve. This is radar indicated. And what I have behind me, and I'll be controlling it right over here with my computer, is our radar indication when it comes to tornadoes. And you can see that we got a little bit of some rotation right here. That's the light greens and the dark greens that you see really close together right here. So that's why this is warned. But again, only radar indicated at this time. And we'll be watching this very carefully. And correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, did the tornado warning just expire, or am I?
It's still there.
We're there. Okay.
It is still there. Yep.
Radar indicated here, and then one of the products I like to use here is the rotation product. And notice how we get a little bit of some blue right here, and that's indicative of some weak upper air rotation. So while we don't have any eyes on this right now, if there would be a tornado, it would be somewhere right. It looks like going through these mountaintops right here. And you know, Steve, mountaintops usually have a really good way to diffuse tornadoes. So that'll be something that we're watching as this crosses this part of the Blue Ridge here, if I'm correct. But what I do have my eyes on is that the direction that these storms are moving, and they are moving towards the east. And if we continue this path, the metro does get under the gun with these storms within the next couple of hours. Now, whether or not they're tornado warned at that time will be something that we're watching very carefully until then. But that is probably why we've got this tornado watch in effect that was recently expanded within the past hour to include most of the metro. So we'll be watching this. We're also watching this cluster down here towards the south, which is not warned, but we'll also have eyes on that as well. Steve, back to you right now.
All righty, so we're going to go live right now and show you what it looks like I-81 corridor. You can see the rain falling heavily at this time, and we do have that tornado watch that remains in effect. Now, the farther west you go, that tornado watch is going to come down a little bit earlier than the tornado watch for the immediate metro area. That is until midnight tonight. I said earlier, I was talking to Mark about it, oftentimes we see these large watch boxes come down ahead of schedule, and I do believe that's going to be the case this time around. When Mark did show us the rotation map with the darker shades of blue, the darker the blue, that means it's very, very weak, and that's exactly what we were expecting here in terms of that rotation. Maybe we can just take Max 1 live here next to me, and you can see how the darker blue, and then you look at I'm losing my memory here, where it says weak, likely, and strong off to the top. The legend at the top. That's it, the legend. And you see that it's very, very dark blue. If we had something that was purple or that was shaded in pink, that means that we would more than likely have a tornado that perhaps was already on the ground at some point. But we're just not seeing that there right now. And this is just radar indicated at this point. So that's why the National Weather Service went ahead. They issued this warning, and it goes until 6:30. And this is moving off toward the east at around 40 miles per hour. So it's picking up. But, you know, Luray, you're just on the back doorstep right now in terms of the heavier rain as we head back over the city, or actually what are we looking at? Over toward Luray. There we go. And you can see lots of raindrops on the lens. But once again, we're not looking at a lot of wind out there right now. But Luray, you are going to see the winds begin to pick up because you are under the tornado warning that is now in effect until 6:30. On top of that, we were showing you earlier that we have a severe thunderstorm watch and severe thunderstorm warning, and that includes Luray and Shenandoah counties. Mark, anything to add?
No, just continuing to track this. This warning is in effect for another 25 minutes, so we'll be watching it very carefully. Until then, the rotation moving through a mountain ridge right now, so that's going to do us only some favors at this point. It's going to kind of mess up the rotation as it hits some of those higher ridge tops up there. But as Steve mentioned as well, it's the lowest end of the legend here in terms of the rotation that we're seeing with this particular storm. So it's very choppy, it's very isolated, it is moving through a mountaintop, so I like that this is very isolated in terms of populations. But Luray, yeah, you are in this. Let me pull up that camera again here as well, showing that, yeah, we're getting some rain out near Luray Caverns at this time. And as far as I can see, Steve, this is just some garden variety thunderstorm activity that we're seeing on camera, but we are under the warning with this particular cell, so we do need to make sure that if we are here in Luray or anywhere in the warning that we are taking our tornado precautions, getting inside, putting as many walls between you and outside as possible, and staying away from windows.
And once again, this is Mark, is until 6:30, the tornado warning, and not a densely populated area. We'll head back over to Max 2 right now, and I'm just going to put a little cone on here. So if you're watching us right now in Big Spring at around 6:22. That's when you can see the core of this move over your area. Compton at around 6:33, and then Boyd's Mill by 6:53. But at that point, by 6:53, that's about 40 minutes away from now. I do believe that we are going to see conditions to begin to improve, and I highly doubt that we are even going to see that warning that's going to remain up there. I'm just looking at this right now, Mark, a brand new update for you. So it does look like that tornado warning has now come down ahead of schedule. So good news there. So we're going to continue to watch this Luray and over toward Washington. This is, and I say Washington, Virginia, where, as I mentioned, the inn at Little Washington is located, not Washington, D.C. Keep your eye to the sky. Always a good time to have your First Alert weather app ready to go. This is moving off toward the east at around 40 miles per hour. We're going to see these storms begin to form, and then they're going to die down, form again. So even though we may have a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning that is for a set length of time, it may come down ahead of schedule, just like this one did by a good 20 minutes. So that indeed is good news. Mark and I are going to continue to track everything for you as we move through the evening. Stay with us. Scott's back after this.